The day he slammed the presentation shut and said, "You just cost this company millions," the shocking crisis that forced me to choose between his career and the truth. The conference room fell silent. Not the normal kind of silence. The terrifying kind. The kind where 20 executives stop breathing at the same time. My hands froze around the presentation remote as our CEO slowly closed a laptop. Then he looked directly at me and said, "If these numbers are wrong, you just destroyed 6 months of work." My stomach dropped. I could feel every eye in the room staring at me. What nobody knew was that he had discovered something only 3 hours earlier, something that could either save the company or completely destroy the career. And I had no idea which one was about to happen. 3 years earlier, I was just another junior analyst struggling to prove myself. I worked late nights, skipped weekends, missed birthdays. While everyone else went home, I stayed. I believed one thing. Focus creates success. Eventually, my hard work paid off. I was promoted to lead a major project involving our company's biggest client. The deal was worth millions. Senior executives called it the project that will define the future of this company. For the first time, I wasn't sitting in the back of meetings. I was leading them. And I loved every second of it. Until everything started going wrong. 3 days before the final board presentation, I was reviewing performance reports. Something felt strange. One figure didn't match. Then another. Then another. My heart started racing. I checked again. And again. And again. At 1:47 minuto I finally whispered to myself. This can't be real. The project wasn't succeeding. The data had been manipulated. Not intentionally. But through a chain of reporting errors that had spread through multiple departments. The numbers executives had celebrated for months were dangerously inaccurate. If presented publicly, the company could make disastrous business decision. I stared at my screen. Sweat rolled down my forehead. Because exposing the mistake would mean exposing months of work, including EV own. The next morning, I approached my manager. "Something's wrong," I said quietly. He barely looked up. "What do you mean?" "The projections aren't accurate." He frowned. "How inaccurate?" I showed him. His face lost color. For several seconds he said nothing. Then he leaned closer. "Are you absolutely sure?" "Yes." His response shocked me. He looked around the office and whispered, "Do not tell anyone else until we verify this." My pulse exploded. Now I knew the problem was bigger than I thought. 2 days later, senior leadership gathered for the most important meeting of the year. Executives, investors, board members, department heads. Everyone was there. As I prepared to present, the manager quietly pulled me aside. "Are you going to show the corrected data?" "Yes." He swallowed hard. "Once you do, there's no going back." The room suddenly felt smaller. Hotter. Dangerous. But had already made a decision. Halfway through the presentation, I revealed the corrected numbers. The room erupted. "What? That's impossible. Where did those figures come from?" One executive stood up so abruptly his chair crashed backward. Another shouted. "We've reported different results for months." Then came the moment I'll never forget. The CEO walked toward me, closed my laptop, and delivered the words that froze the room. "You just cost this company millions." I thought this career was over. Completely over. Every sacrifice. Every promotion. Every late night. Gone. In one sentence. Then something unexpected happened. The CEO turned toward the board. His voice became calm. Deadly calm. Imagine, he said, if this mistake had reached our clients. Nobody answered. He continued. Imagine if investors discovered it first. Still silence. Then he pointed at me. This employee did what many people are too afraid to do. The room remained frozen. The CEO looked around and said, they told the truth when it was personally dangerous. Suddenly everything changed. The confrontation I thought would end a career became the reason it survived. The company launched complete review. Processes were rebuilt. Systems were redesigned. Departments were retrained. The project was delayed. Some people were angry. Others were embarrassed. But the company avoided a far greater disaster. Months later, the corrected strategy generated stronger results than the original plan ever could have achieved. And surprisingly, the CEO called me into his office. He looked at me and said, most people think success comes from working harder. I nodded. That's only half the story. He paused. Real success comes from focus, the focus to see problems others ignore, and the courage to face them when everyone else wants to look away. That sentence changed my life. Because realized success isn't just about achieving goals. It's about protecting what matters when the pressure becomes unbearable. Today, whenever people ask me about career growth, promotions, or leadership, I tell them one thing. Focus is not merely concentrating on success. Focus is staying committed to the truth when success itself is at risk. Because sometimes the moment that looks like the end of your career is actually the beginning of your greatest achievement. And sometimes the person willing to speak up in a silent room becomes the reason an entire company survives.